What's going on, everybody? Kenny Bomb is in the building, and welcome to WrestleBomb. Now, if we learn one thing from the release of AEW Fight Forever, it's the fact that we gotta let these developers cook. We gotta give them time to make these games and time to make these games right. And it seems like that's exactly what the folks at Ultra Pro Wrestling want to do. Now, this game is not expected to release until late 2024, but there is a showcase coming up on August 26th, and the developers are already asking the hard questions to the people. And if they're building this game based on what the people want, then this could turn out to be the game we wanted from AEW Fight Forever, hopefully at launch and not 6 patches down the line. But it's time for us to get caught up with Ultra Pro Wrestling, and we're going to do this on this channel only from now until August 26th when that showcase finally happens. And we're going to start today with the question they asked on Twitter, or X, and I never thought this would be such an important question, but after June 29th, this may be the most important question you need to ask before you put out a wrestling game. What features would you like to see in the Creation Suite? Let's get right into it.
Run, boy, they coming on.
This channel will have its own intro, guys. I just been really busy, haven't had time to make it yet, but it's about to slow down and we'll get that done soon. Now, before we start, if you guys want to follow me on X, you can follow me at KennyBomb4K. If you want to follow back, shoot me a message and we'll make it happen. But let's get into it. So shout out to Jay Barnacles for sending me this. He is an important part of the WGC, and I don't know if anybody ever told you, Jay Barnacles, but we appreciate what you do. So Ultra Pro Wrestling tweeted this out. Thank you all for your patience as we approach the UPW showcase on August 26th. What CAW Creation Suite attires, features, and items are most important to you? Let us know. So don't get me wrong, I'm not here to dump on AEW Fight Forever because I do love that game, but the Creation Suite in AEW Fight Forever is not good at all. So being that they're asking the people what they want to see in the Creation Suite is very promising for this one. One thing I need to see in the Creation Suite for Ultra Pro Wrestling is the ability to morph the faces of the wrestlers in the game. I don't want 10 or even 15, 20 preset faces to put on my created wrestler. I need the ability to actually create the face. That way we can create different wrestlers in the game. Now, if we get full customizations where we can create wrestlers from other promotions, Community Creations would be great. But I think Community Creations is kind of high budget, so I don't know. I wouldn't count on that being in this game. Again, while it's possible, I don't know. They could kind of find a workaround because we can do it in games like Fire Pro Wrestling. So hopefully they can get Community Creations in here if and only if we get that full Creation Suite. But as far as attires go, I don't ask for too much when it comes to attires. The Undertaker was always my favorite wrestler, so I like my created wrestlers to kind of have that dark vibe like the Undertaker, like a mix between me and the Undertaker. But I do need 2 ring attires to choose from and a separate entrance attire. Now, one other thing I want to see them add in the Creation Suite is the ability to make the wrestlers stand different. In a lot of the old wrestling games, all of the wrestlers felt like themselves just because of the way they stand in the ring. Like think back to Here Comes the Pain. But in these modern wrestling games, like I said before, I like to create dark characters with that dark vibe, and in old games like The Undertaker would actually stand like The Undertaker. Now in a lot of the newer wrestling games, all of the wrestlers stand the same way or they perform the same way, so they really don't have any distinction between one another. I know they're doing it in the wrestling code, and the guys at Ultra Pro Wrestling compared themselves to AEW Fight Forever, so we are going to be comparing them to the wrestling code. But you know what? When it comes to the Creation Suite, that's all I'm asking for. I just want full customization of my wrestler. I want a lot of different gear pieces so we can create wrestlers from other promotions, and I want them to give me the ability to give my wrestler his own feel. Community Creations is kind of touch and go. If they can get it in there, that's going to be a big bonus for them. If not, again, I think that's kind of high budget, so I would definitely understand. But that's just me. I'm not a hard guy to please, so I need to know in the comment section what you guys want to see in the Creation Suite in this game. Let's take a look at a few other responses here. So we're going to start off with Jay Barnacles, who's got a really good request with 17 likes, so it's popular as well. Jay Barnacles wants to see the moves, taunts, attire parts, masks, face paint, etc. of the top names in the industry from the decade that Ultra Pro Wrestling will start the career mode. Now, if y'all don't know, they stated that the career mode will start in the 1980s. So that'll be parts for wrestlers like Dusty Rhodes, Macho Man Randy Savage, give me another one. Andre the Giant. The 80s was before my time, that's all I got for you. But he doesn't only want to see it for those wrestlers, he also wants to see it for present day wrestlers for the ability to create accurate representations of WWE/F, AEW, WCW, ECW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and TNA rosters. Now that is going to be big, because this game's going to have a lot of wrestlers we're not familiar with, a lot of old school wrestlers as well. Now, if they can get these pieces in this game for us to create different wrestlers from different companies and these different time periods, this game's going to be a problem. Now, will they be able to do that? I don't think so. That sounds very high budget. Now, will they be able to do that down the line? I believe so. If they keep updating this game as we go along, it's possible we get all of these pieces in the game. As long as we can create Val Venus, I'm all good. Hello, ladies. Come on, y'all. He was a GOAT. Next up, we got Mr. Dubs, who has a great YouTube channel. Y'all check him out. Maximum levels of customization. Image uploads for attires. That's a really good one. That's another good one. I don't know. Kind of high budget, but that is going to be another important one for them to get in there. I want to be able to download a perfect looking, as if they were designed by the game devs, so in the UPW art style, Bret Hart, RVD, if there is any creator out there that puts the time into making it. Now, I don't know. Created wrestlers kind of always look low budget, so they're really going to have to put, well, I can't say that because 2K23 did do a good job. The created wrestlers in 2K23 look just like the wrestlers on the main roster for the most part. So I don't know. I mean, this art style shouldn't be too hard to achieve, but I don't know. We'll have to see. A lot you're asking for there, Mr. Dubs. I don't know if it's going to come true, but great wishes. Things, I mean, you should really only expect to be in the game, especially if they're advertising it to be high budget. If they're going to put it up against AEW Fight Forever, they got to deliver. So we'll see. Next up, we got Corey Andrews uploading our own logos and textures, so that looks like a popular one. We got that mentioned twice here, and such to create wrestlers and arenas, attires, face paint, and hair, beards, styles of iconic wrestlers. That's going to be one thing they do have to nail. That's another thing. Hair. Hair is tough. In all of these games, not only wrestling games, I feel like nobody really ever gets the hair right. So hopefully we get a lot of different hair pieces. Being that this game is in a kind of a cartoony style, the hair shouldn't be too hard to pull off. So hopefully they can nail hair in this. And another thing he mentioned there was logos and textures for the arenas. I know a lot of people run different wrestling federations on YouTube. So, hey, creating those arenas would be helpful to a lot of different people. People could come in and play a game just because of that. Who knows? Next up, we got Strides of Tube Wrestling, who also has a great YouTube channel y'all should go check out. I would love a return of the player locker room. Allow us to fully customize it and walk around with our character would be so cool. It would. Have titles won on display. Ooh, now we talking. Speaking of that, does this game have creator title? Because that's another thing I would love to see. I would like a system where you earn money through the game and they sell like different jewels you can put in a created title, and you create that title, put all of your money and all of your jewels in it, and you could take that title online and defend it. You lose that title, you lose everything you worked for. You win, maybe you take somebody else's title with everything they worked for. I think that'd be so cool, especially if they go with this option where you can have those titles hanging up in the locker room that you created. Oh man, that would add a lot to this game. That would make online so much more fun. A trophy display case, stats and records, have other characters hanging out or working out while you're in there. So that is a really good idea. Even if it's like a lobby, like Street Fighter 6, like you can go in there before you jump in a match and you're hanging out with different people who are playing online. I think that'll be a really cool option. People can join your lobby or your locker room and they can see everything you have in there, or you can go join somebody else's locker room. I think that is a really good idea. Next, we got the great Kaze, who says anything and everything. I mean, let's get to that. So that's all we're going to go through today. I think the creation suite in this game is going to be very important. It's going to be important in the wrestling code as well. We haven't seen it in that game yet. I'm still waiting to get an update on it. But these two games are going to be going up against each other, so we're going to see who comes out on top. I just hope they're really looking at this comment section, because they got some good suggestions that could really make the creation suite in this game. Let me know what y'all think about it. But thank y'all for tuning into this video. Don't forget to drop a like on it and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. WrestleBomb. Poof. I don't got an outro yet, y'all, but we'll figure it out.